from FOX-13 Studios, this is FOX-13's Good Day Utah.
Well, a new play based on a best-selling book about a boy with autism attempts to take us inside the world of an autistic teenager.
That play is called The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. With us to talk about the play is the lead actor himself, right from New York City, Harrison Bryan. Glad to have you here. It sounds like a complicated role for you.
Yeah, it is. It's as challenging as it is rewarding and eye-opening and perspective-changing. And just really lucky to have the opportunity.
So tell us, for you, how is it eye-opening? How is it rewarding?
Well, you know, we as neurotypical people go through our daily lives and exist and think, you know, all of the things that are challenges in our lives we're capable of, and we have all this confidence and hope, and a lot of times we don't have people questioning that all the time. And for people on the spectrum, those everyday functions are constantly being questioned by everyone around them. And it becomes about the teachers and the parents and the support team that those young adults need. And when they have that support, it's amazing how their talents can be cultivated. And when they don't have their support, they get trapped in those limitations. And what's beautiful about this play is Christopher, despite those limitations, persists and is dedicated to his goal and his focus, and sort of proves that those limitations are only as far as the people putting them on him.
Great observation.
And it's been really eye-opening in terms of that and how much we're capable of as people and how much there is to relate. You know, we're so quick to judge what makes people different.
Right, just from the surface.
Just from the surface level. And here's a play about someone who is different, who thinks differently. And I'll never really fully grasp what it is like to think like Christopher, but to just peek into his world for a second is amazing and has really made me question like why we put those limits on them and how we can maybe just open ourselves up to being more awake and tolerable and throw that love back because they have so much to give.
Sounds kind of like a self-discovery for you and maybe the audience as well when they're watching the play.
Yeah, I think that's what's great about the play is it becomes painfully easy to relate when at first we think, oh, I'm not like them. And then you realize, oh my God, there's so much in my life that is affected in the way that they think. And if I maybe think in that way, it can open up doors to my own version of reality. And it's I don't know, it's just sort of beautiful how the play is not only about him, about Christopher, but about how the people around him treat him. And those are the characters that we can really relate to. And we can then empathize with Christopher and realize that there aren't as many differences as we perceive.
Well, so in the play, how can you tell that he is different?
Well, it's a thought processing, you know, and Christopher has this incredible intellectual mind, and his IQ is way above mine. And the limitation is the social engagement, the inability to make eye contact, the desirable tension of touching someone, and those social blocks prevent him from being perceived as normal. But what's great about Christopher is, you know, he perceives himself as having this great mind, a mathematician with behavioral problems, is what he calls himself, and that provides such a great confidence in him in dealing with other people.
Focus on the positive.
Right, and it's such and also his ability to be honest is so much easier because this is someone who has no logical reason to lie, and that's a beautiful thing too.
There's all the information for the play that's on right now at Pioneer Theater Company. It runs through September 30th, so you've got a little time to still catch it. Sounds like an incredible role. It made you leave New York City. How did Pioneer Theater Company get you to come out here and accept the role? It's
an incredible opportunity. There's only a handful of actors who've ever even had this opportunity to play this role, and to be able to take a moment to step out of my own shoes and really imagine what it's like to just for a second even imagine what it must be like to think in a totally different world and to think on those thoughts and those thoughts and those thoughts it's a beautiful challenge for an actor, both physically, mentally, and emotionally.
Well,
And
it's probably something that all of us should be doing anyway, not just for people on the spectrum, but for anybody we meet on the street, interacting with, walk a mile in somebody else's shoes.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of theater.
That's what you want people to walk away from.
That's the whole point, is to give people the opportunity to better understand someone else's story and to really imagine what that must be like. And to do that in this role, it's amazing. I'm just so grateful for it.
Well, you sound like you're excited about it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that will carry off the stage into the audience. Harrison, thanks a lot for coming. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good
Best
luck with
of
this.
luck.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, pretty great.